This video is brought to you by Osmocote, the planter's plant food.
It happens every year. You spend all your time making sure your containers look good throughout the summer, but by the time fall rolls around, they're looking pretty bedraggled. We're going to show you some simple ways to spruce up your containers to keep them going on into winter. Your first step is to assess what's not working. This geranium used to have gorgeous red blooms, but it's pretty much spent for the year, so we're missing that pop of color. This grass still looks good, but it needs its dead foliage trimmed back or removed. And this licorice plant has grown quite a bit, but it's gotten a little leggy, so it might need to be cut back a little bit. The geranium is about done for the season, so we're going to remove it completely. The grass has a lot of foliage that either died or is dying back, and that never looks good, so we're going to snip that off right now. If a blade just has dead tips, I just remove the dead part and cut back to healthy growth. If a stem is completely dead, cut it all the way back to the base. Now that the grass is mainly cleaned up, I'm going to turn my attention to the licorice plant. And I'm going to remove any stems that are mostly or completely dead, and I'm going to cut it back just so that it's not so gangly. Now this stem is mostly dead, so this is a candidate for cutting back. I'm just going to remove it completely. I'm taking a step back to see what I've cut back and to see if there's anything else that needs to go. I said there's maybe like one or two more stems that can be cut back. It's looking pretty good. Before we put any new plants in here, we're going to replenish a little bit of the fertilizer that might have gotten used up during the course of the season. Just a little bit, not a lot, just to ensure that any new plants have some nutrients so that they can take off and put on a show right from the start. Oh, that's plenty. Just kind of mix it into the soil there. It'll get more mixed in when we actually plant the plants. We removed the geranium, which was our pop of color throughout the summer, but we added in a pop of color in the form of these asters, which bloom in the fall and will go straight through several frosts. I added this pansy to help unify the planting. We added the pop of color with the purple aster, but it didn't have much in common with the green and white grass and the silver licorice plant. This pansy has a purple, which forms a harmony with the aster, but also has a white edge around it, which helps it connect with the grass and the licorice plant. So with a couple subtractions and a few key additions, what we have is a container that's going to look good for a much longer time. You've gone from that tired container to this wonderful seasonal explosion of color.